Okay, so good day everyone, and also to you, sir. We are the first group, and we are here to discuss a little more about the sport called basketball. So, I am the first reporter for today, and my name is Justin Joanna B. Frago, and I'm here to present the history of the basketball. So, before we discuss or before we dive on what is the history of the basketball, let me just go ahead and give you a little recap of what is the basketball. Okay, so a sport called basketball is a game played between two teams of five players on a rectangular court. So each team tries to score by tossing the ball through the opponent's goal, which is an elevated horizontal hoop and net that is called a basket. Okay, so moving forward to the history of basketball. So basketball was invented in 1891 by Dr. James Naismith, a Canadian of Scottish descent at Springfield College of Massachusetts. So the college was the International of YMCA training school, and the game was invented to provide an interactivity for training of YMCA leaders. So when the game was first played, peach baskets were nailed up on each end of the gymnasium as goals, so hence to the origin of the name called basketball. Okay, the first set of rules was published and distributed through the YMCA movement in 1892, and this resulted the game spreading rapidly throughout Canada and USA. 1892 also saw the game played in England for the first time in Birkenhead YMCA after the club president was the game played whilst on a business trip to Canada. In 1893, the game was introduced into a physical training college in Hampstead, which is now the Dartford College of PE, by Madame Berman Osterberg. It changes to the game to suit the girls led to the first rule of netball being published in 1901. Okay, and by 1898, a professional league was established in the USA, and by 1911, basketball was spread throughout the UK as a sport. In 1924, it was introduced as a demonstration sport at the Paris Olympic Games, and the Great Britain won the title. So in 1927, saw Abe Saperstein, a Londoner from a world-famous Harlem Globetrotters, and in 1931, FIBA, the International Basketball Federation, was formed with the Welshman as its first secretary. Okay, the England Basketball Association was formed in 1936, 13 years before the NBA was formed in America. And by 1957, the English Schools Basketball Association was formed. So, the 1970s saw the introductions of both men and women's national league in UK. And by 1999, 219 teams were formed or were entered in the over 16 national leagues with almost 100 competing at under 15 levels. So by 1990, there were 117 170 member countries in FIBA, making basketball the second largest of all the world's governing bodies, and also the world's fastest growing and largest participation sport. Okay, so up to this date, there are 212 member countries worldwide, whilst in the UK alone, there are over 500,000 people who regularly participate in recreational basketball. And it has become increasingly common to find the sport as part of the curriculum in school at all levels. It is also used widely as a community activity, as anyone of any age or any gender can participate. So basketball is now included in the Commonwealth Games and the sport is generally received a lot of coverage when the GB wheelchair team performed very successfully in the Paralympics recently, proving that it is a part of sport that is accessible and playable by all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about materials and equipment in playing basketball.
Basketball materials and equipments.
So, first is the ball. The most important thing for training is the ball. There are certain guidelines which one needs to follow when buying a basketball. For practicing, one can play with a rubber ball. For professional competitions, one needs to use an inflated ball made of leather. So, the official size of basketball is 29.5 to 30 inches in circumference for men's game and 28.5 inches in circumference for women's game. It should weigh 18 to 22 ounces. When bounced off 6 feet from the floor, a well-inflated ball should bounce 49 to 54 inches in height. So, ayun. Kung napapansin nyo, mas malaki yung bola ng mga lalaki. Siyempre, mas malalaki yung mga kamay nila. So, yun yung pinakamahalagang material sa basketball. So, ayun. Second one is the shoes. One needs to specialize shoes when playing basketball. It should be able to give better support to the ankle as compared to the running shoes. The basketball shoes should be high-tip and provide extra comfort during a game. These shoes are especially designed to maintain high traction on the basketball court. So, yung sapatos ng mga basketball players is kung mapapansin nyo is medyo mataas yung yung sa ilalim. Kasi, ayun nga, pag kailangan din malalambot yung sapatos nila kasi nga ay nalaglag. Kasi, ayun, kailangan may extra comfort para hindi sila nahihirapan pag naglalaro sila ng basketball. So, yung next one naman is the shooting equipment. The hoop or basket is a horizontal metallic rim, circular in shape. This rim is attached to the net and helps one score a point. The rim is mounted about 4 feet inside the baseline and 10 feet above the court. So, yung shooting equipment, ito naman yung tawag doon. Ewan ko, hindi ako sure kung basket ba yung tawag doon. Pero yung may net, yung net na sinusutan nila, ayun yung shooting equipment na tinatawag. So, kung wala yun, hindi sila makakascore sa basketball. So, the next one is basketball court. So, the basketball court is the next important thing for shooting balls in this game. The court is usually made of wooden floorboard. The court size is about 28 meter by 17 meter according to the international standards. The NBA regulation states that the floor dimension as 29 meter by 15 meter. The standard court is rectangular in shape and has basket placed on opposite ends. So, basketball court. So, ito naman yung pinaglalaroan ng mga basketball players na may ring sa magkabilang dulo. Next one is backboard. The backboard is a rectangular board that is placed behind the rim. It helps give better rebound to the ball. The backboard is about 1,800 millimeter in size, horizontally, and 10,000 and 1,050 millimeter vertically. Many times, backboards are made of acrylic, aluminum, steel, or glass. So, yung backboard naman, ito naman yung nasa likod ng net, yung rectangular doon. Hindi ko lang po alam kung bakit po din sa may basketball ng babae walang ganun. Pero, yun yung ginagamit nila para may pagtalbogan yung bola pag sinut niyo yung bola. Basketball coach equipment. When one starts coaching a basketball team, the most important requirement for a team is to have a uniform. This helps one differentiate teams from one another. A uniform consists a jersey, shorts, numbers on the front and back for the shirts for identification. So, yun. Kailangan din nilang magsuot ng jersey para ma-identify nung scorer or kung sino man yung nag-score, kung sino yung may nagawang violation, sinong nakascore, and tapos kailangan din, ang tawag doon pala is basketball coach equipment. Tapos meron din yung sinasabi na ito, wait lang. Ito. Alam ko, ayun yung dinodrawingan ng mga coach pag naggagawa sila ng strategy or plan doon sa game. Next one is the shot clock. The offense is allowed a maximum of 24 seconds to have a ball in hand before shooting. These 24 seconds are counted on the shot clock. If the offense fails to shoot a ball on it that hits the rim, they will lose the possession of the ball to the other team. So, yung shot clock naman, ito naman yung shot clock na parang umaandar siya. Kanya, pag hinawakan mo yung bola, aandar yan ng 24 seconds. So, pag hindi nila yan na-shoot, alam ko, wala. Hindi na nila pwede yung gamitin. Ayun yung nakikita natin na parang may ilaw-ilaw na dun may oras. The last one is whistle. The coach or referee uses a whistle to indicate the start or end of the game. He can even use the whistle to stop the play in the middle of a game. Whistle also help to indicate fouls, timeout, or out of the balls to the player. In order to get the attention of the players, many times, coaches use the whistle to gather the players. So, yung whistle naman, ginagamit naman ng mga coach. Yun din, parang yung sinasabi ko kanina na, pero ito naman, ginagamit ng mga, referee. Wait lang. Yung whistle naman, ginagamit naman siya ng mga referee para, ayun din, pag may nakita siyang violation or magsisimula na yung game or matatapos na, ginagamit nila yung whistle para mas madaling malaman ng mga players kung anong.
Good day everyone, I'm Kyla Lelaine Alberto. I'm here to tackle about playing court part sizes and measures. What is a basketball court sizes? Well, it depends on each court you measure, but there are some standard. Each of the player who will be the primary users and the budget are consideration for court builders. Basketball court dimension. In the National Basketball Association or NBA, the court is 90 feet long by 50 feet wide. In meters, 28.7 meter long by 15.2 meter wide. Under International Basketball Federation or FIBA rules, the court slightly smaller, measuring 20 meters long by 15 meters wide, 91.9 feet long by 49.2 feet wide. So, ito yung example. Basketball, backboard, and rim dimension. For junior high, high school, NCAA, WNBA, NBA, and FIBA, the rim is exactly 10 feet off the ground. Rims at every level of play are 18 inches in diameter. Backboard are also the same size at each of these levels. The regulation backboard measure is 6 feet wide and 42 inches, 3.5 feet tall. Basketball 3-point line distance. 3-point line distance varies among different level of play. The NBA 3-point line is 23.75 feet from the hoop, 22 feet in the corners, and FIBA 3-point line is 22.15 feet from the hoop, 21.65 feet in the corner. The WNBA uses the same 3-point line as FIBA. At the NCAA level, 3-point line distance is 20.75 feet for both men and women. At the high school level, 3-point line distance is 19.75 feet for both boys and girls. Junior high uses the same 3-point line distance as high school. Basketball court lines and markings. Sideline. Sideline are the two boundaries line running the length of the court. Their location is determined by the width of the court, which is normally 50 feet wide along the baseline and end line. They establish the sides of the playing area. The baseline or end line run from sideline to sideline behind the backboard at the end of the court. They are located 4 feet behind the basket and normally have width of 50 feet. Baseline and end line are interchangeable term depending upon which team has a ball position. Baseline is used for offensive end of the court. End line is used for the backcourt of defensive end of the court. Midcourt. Midcourt line divides the court in half. Offensively, once the ball crosses the midcourt line, it becomes a boundary line, reducing the offensive playing area to just half of the court. Also, on the most level, the offensive team only has 8 to 10 seconds to advance the ball across the mid-court line. 3-point line. Field goals made from outside this 3-point line or arc count as 3 points. The distance of 3 points line from the basket varies according to the different levels of play. Free throw line. This line is used as boundary line when shooting free throws. It is 15 feet away from the backboard. On a free throw attempt, the shooter cannot step on or across the line until the ball strikes the rim. The free throw line is also used in defining the 3-second area. Free throw circle. Free throw circles have a diameter of 12 feet. They come into play on free throws and jump balls. During a free throw attempt, the shooter must remain inside the free throw circle. On jump balls, non-jumper must remain outside the circle until the ball is stopped by one of the jumpers. Lane line. Lane line are boundaries running from free throw line to the baseline, and width and shape of the lane lines vary on different levels of the game. The lane lines also contain lane space markings used to align, separate the non-shooter. The first lane space on both sides of the basket are occupied by the opposing team from the free throw shooter. Non-shooter cannot step into the 3-second area until the balls leave the free throw shooter hand. Center circle. Center circle is a 12-foot diameter circle located in the center of the court. It is used to start the game and other jump ball situation. On jump ball, non-jumper must remain outside the circle until the ball is stopped off one of the jumpers. So, yun na.
Game objectives. First, the main objective of basketball is to make a goal and score points. A goal is made by shooting the ball through the basket or hoop. The goal post or basket for a team is in the opponent's court. Second, bullet. Each team should not only try to make a goal and prevent the opposite team from taking control of the ball, but should also try to protect the basket in their court and prevent the opponent from making a goal. Diyan naman sa main objective ng basketball ay goal nila mapataas ang kanilang score ng kanyang mga team. At dito din kung sino yung ang team na pinakamataas ang scores ay sila ang mananalo dun sa game na basketball.
Good day everyone. My name is Mary Rose Enriqueta Di Hormilio and this is my part how the game basketball play. So this game is between two teams of 5 players each. So I have this example of teams Shoku that has a 5 players, Shoyo, Kainan, and Rionan. So this game played on the rectangular court, what we call basketball court. Each teams tries to score by tossing the ball through the opponent's goal on an elevated horizontal hoop and net, what we call basket. Thank you.
Players' position. A basketball team can have a lots of players, but only 5 can play in a game at any one time. Players in a basketball game have assigned basketball positions: center, power forward, small forward, point guard, and shooting guard. So, this is the example of basketball position. Center position is the tallest player in each team playing near the basket. On offense, the center tries to score on close shots and rebound, but on defense, the center tries to block opponents' shots and rebound their misses. So, kadalasan makikita nyo ito sa mga malapit sa ring. So, sila yung mga taga-rebound and sila din yung mga taga-shots sa malapitang ring. Center. Power forward position. The power forward does many of the things center does, playing the basket while rebound and defending taller players. But power forward also take longer shots than centers. So, sa power forward, sila yung taga-offense. Sila yung mga nagre-rebound ng bola tuwing may mga kaagaw. Sila din yung mga kumukuha ng... So, sila din yung nagpapasa ng bola kay center. Dapat malakas sila dito. Power forward.
Small forward position. The small forward plays against small and large players. They roam all over on the court. Small forwards can score from long shots and close ones. So, pwede silang tumira kahit saan nila gusto, kahit sa nasa labas sila ng ring or may mga pwede silang gumala kung saan no, para maipasa yung bola. Small forward. Point guard position. Runs the offense and usually is the team's best dribbler and passer. The point guard defends on opponent's point guard and tries to steal the ball. So, sa point guard, sila yung mga taga-offense. Sila din yung mga mag-good passer. At magaling din sila mag-point ng mga bola. So, sila din yung nag-iisip ng paraan kung saan nila kailangan ipasa yung bola. Point guard. Shooting guard position. The shooting guard is usually the team's best shooter. The shooting guard can make shots from long distance and also is a good dribbler. So, sa shooting guard, sila yung mga magagaling mag-shooting. So, kadalasan sila yung naaasahan ng mga team. At tumitira sila kahit sa labas or magaling din silang dribbler. Shooting guard. Thank you.
Types of shot. First, jump shot. A jump shot is most frequently used for a mid to long range shots including the shooting beyond the arc. So, kapag sinabi nating jump shot, ito yung nagtatangka yung player na magpuntos ng 3 or 2. Also, to achieve balance when facing the basket, for a jump shot, you have to take a wide stance, usually shoulder width apart, beyond your knees, and square your shoulders. So, ito daw yung jump shot. Next, hook shot. A hook shot is when the shot is made while your body is not directly facing the basket. So, kapag sinabi daw natin na hook shot, ito yung para mapabilis yung tira ng player at ma-shoot niya agad at malayo dun sa kalaban. So, hook shot is you need to face the basket sideways so that your shooting hand dribbling the ball is facing away from the basket. This is also the stance to help guard the ball against your opponent. This makes it difficult for your opponent to try block the shot due to the distance created between you and your defender. So, ito daw yung hook shot. Next is bank shot. A bank shot is when any shot made where the ball hits the backboard before heading into the net. So, kapag sinabi daw natin na bank shot, ito yung papatamin sa boarding yung bola para mabilisang ma-shoot sa ring. Also, yung bank shot ay treat it as a true you're talking a jump shot, but this time aim slightly higher by shooting for the backboard. So, yan daw yung bank shot. Next, free throw. A free throw is a shoot attempt given to a player that was fouled and it is taken or the free throw line. The player must stay behind the free throw line when taking the shot. So, kapag sinabi nating free throw, ito yung kapag foul yung kalaban Pwesto ka dun sa free throw line upang mag-shoot ng paisa-isa hanggang makashoot ka ng 2 or 3. So, free throw is before attempting to shoot, one must maintain their balance. Find the nail or dot in the middle of the free throw line and line your shooting foot against it. For right-handed shooters, the shooting foot will be the right foot and vice versa. So, ito daw yung free throw. So, next, layup. A layup shot made from short range by a player moving towards the basket, usually utilizing the backboard if he approaches the hoop from an angle. This is also one of the most basic and common way of scoring a basket in the game. So, kapag sinabi nating layup, ito yung titira ka lang gamit yung isang kamay. So, to execute a layup, dribble the ball towards the basket. If you're on the right flank, dribble the ball with your right hand. So, ito daw yung layup. So, lastly, slam dunk. The dunk is usually the most spectacular shot and is one of the toughest feats in basketball. It usually requires more jumping ability than shooting skills. So, kapag sinabi nating slam dunk, ito yung dakdak kung mag-shoot na yung player. So, ang slam dunk din daw is dribble and charge towards the hoop when ready to execute the dunk. Jump explosively to get as high as possible and leap towards the hoop. Lift the ball above the rim and push or slam it forcefully through the rim. So, ayan daw yung slam dunk. Yan lang po. Thank you.